to today's stream. Where I'm back on the Slovak Village map that I started looking at the other day, and I'm going to be carrying on really with this playthrough. We're here in day one. It's still day one of spring, although it is nearly over with day one of spring, because do I even own this field? I do own field 26, don't I? I do. We've got to get, obviously, I've got to get really cracking now with the farming for the year and getting these fields ready. So we need to lime spread what we can, and then we need to cultivate what we can. I need to plough the fields that say they need ploughing, or in this case I need to subsoil the fields that need subsoiling. Right, this is a field that needs subsoiling. That is a field that needs cultivating, so what I'm going to do is hire a worker. Might need to turn around actually. Probably not going to do it straight away. I guess I forgot to stop the worker before I saved and exited the other afternoon. Yeah, so we're going to have a rip up and down as many fields as we can. So subsoiling field 14 because this field needs to be ploughed. The rest of the fields I think just need cultivating, so hopefully once I've done this, I mean right now the big thing is going to be getting all the fields lime spreaded that I start with, because I own a lot of fields. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 12 fields that I need to get lime spreaded, and that lime spreader is not the biggest lime spreader in terms of capacity. It's probably going to struggle, I think, to keep up. It's going to, well, it will run out, and then I'm going to have to be chasing it around the fields using the with the auger wagon to keep refilling it. But yeah, it's obviously new map that I'm playing on. Playing single player at the moment. As I said the other day, if it gets interest from people, I might be tempted to put it up as a multiplayer map on my multiplayer server. However, the one thing I don't want to do is get the two mixed up. Okay, so the worker is actually buying lime, so I don't have to worry about refilling him. He's actually doing the lime himself. So what I need to look at then is which fields had, so 17 and 27 I'm going to have to go and cultivate those first then. because they've had cotton on them previously, according to the map, which means I can't lime spread those until I've got rid of the cotton. So the cultivator's going to have to go and do those 2 fields next to make room for the... I notice it's just missing the edge of the field a little bit here on this map. If we zoom in. I do have weeds turned on as well, but I've kind of reduced their number a little bit. And as I already said in the video where I was playing the map the other afternoon, when I was starting the save, one thing I'm not going to be doing is actually tackling weeds. I'm just going to let them grow, and they're going to do what they do. I'm not going to go getting a weed remover, or I'm not going to bother with herbicide spraying with Seasons, because Seasons only does weeds in little patches. I'm just going to leave those little patches to grow. I figure the fields are going to be big enough on this map that I don't need to worry too much about the impact of weeds. However, I may go and remove some of the trees along these edges of the fields, which would be a nice way to get some wood chips early for the productions over at the sawmill. I'm also not sure what to do about the time scale. Right now I'm on 3 times speed. I don't know whether to increase it a little bit. And see what happens. Why has the dude missed... Why has the other fella missed a bit of the field though? A bit of a worry. Dude, you're not subsoiling the field properly, so stop. I'm not paying for a worker if he's not going to do the job properly. Is it because I had started this field? Maybe. And the reason I've gone for the subsoiler is because I don't like the vanilla game plows. I don't like any of those. Most of them are too small, and the big ones are those horrible angled ones. I don't like those. And when I started this save the other afternoon, I hadn't actually installed any mods, so I hadn't got much option when it came to how can I remove the ploughing requirement on the field. When I didn't have any mods installed. I have, I believe, solved that issue now. I believe I have got some mods installed. Who's finished? You have finished. Okay. Next field for you then. Let's go do 17. Any of the fields that had cotton on. Like I say, I figured these types of fields here, these little fields, 13, 16, 17, they would be great fields for like potatoes, sugar beets, poplar potentially. If I want to do poplar harvest. Because they're not terribly massive. The crop will yield properly. And you're always going to get a decent amount of sugar beets, potatoes, and poplar off of it. So you don't want to be planting them on massive fields, otherwise you'll be absolutely swamped. You'd be absolutely swamped in those types of crops. And then obviously the bigger fields I'm going to save for doing like my wheat, barley, oats, corn, sunflowers, soybeans, all those types of crops that we like and enjoy so much. I need to check the seasons menu actually, because one thing I've not thought about doing, well, apparently we can do cotton on this map. You can plant it in late spring, early summer, and it's ready to harvest in early autumn. Wow, that's quick growing cotton. Doesn't appear to be... Oh, sugarcane is also doable on this map as well. That's interesting. I'm not using any geos, so I'm just using regular old seasons here, so I'm a little bit surprised that it's letting me do cotton and I'm a little bit surprised it's letting me do cotton and sugarcane on a map. But yeah, these early days of spring, these first few days on the map, it's literally going to be a lot of the same work. Lime spreading, cultivating, and then that should take us nicely then into the middle part of spring and late part of spring, where we can then obviously get into the whole seeding and planting element, which will bring its own challenges, because as of yet I don't know where I get my seed and fertiliser from. I haven't bought any. Didn't buy any pallets at the store when I was buying all the equipment, so haven't really worked that one out yet. I also don't know if I'm going to bother using the crop rotation planner in the seasons menu at all. I think I'm just going to plant what I want to plant on the fields when I want to plant it. Don't think I'm going to actually do any like set rotations, which means if I just want to use one field constantly for one crop, I might do that. I know people would tell me then I would be doing it wrong, but sometimes, you know, in the vanilla game, sometimes you just, you know, if you play the game without seasons, there are often times on some maps where the choice, your fields and your field sizes pretty much dictate what you plant on fields. So some fields you just put the same crop on all the time because you get the best yield. Like, generally speaking, if you're doing soybeans, you want to plant soybeans on the biggest field that you have available to you, because they're a low yield crop that needs a lot of field to generate a good yield. And as of that, you always use the same field for the soybeans. You don't do any rotation. And in the past on maps, like when we played Snetterton's, field 5 on that map was always potatoes. Every time we harvested the potatoes, we just planted potatoes back on the field again, because it was a good field for potatoes. It was the perfect size. You got a good yield, and all was good. see. Where's Mr. Lime Spreader Man? What? Oh, he's down on field 2. He's doing the he's doing the cotton field now. Don't actually know if that works, pal. Oh, it does. I didn't think the line registered whilst the cotton was still standing on the field. The old cotton. He might very well now work all the way across the map then. He might hop over onto field 26 next. And then he might hop over onto doing 25 and 24. He decides to do that. I'm not going to complain. Why is that dude reversing all the way back down the field? But yeah, I've got a seed. I have got a seeder and planter, so we are ready for seeding and planting. Like I say, I haven't filled them up yet with any kind of materials. Want to go see if I have materials available. I think we've got a refill. We've got refills at the farm. I just need to go find them. That's going to fill fertiliser. This could be a little bit awkward, actually. Filling with seed. There we go. There's triggers all over the place on this map. That is one thing I have noticed. There's a lot of triggers that overlap. Like there's one under that bit. I wonder if that's the silent, you know, grain silo. Whether that's the grain out trigger. You've got your seed refill. You've got your fertilizer refill. I want then. What's the trigger on this side for? No idea. Still burning through tons of cash. Right, you, sir, come with me. You've not finished the field, dude. And I don't get that because I placed an RTX station. I did. So all these guys should be able to work smarter and more efficient. Quick look at the seasons menu then. As far as planting goes, we can start doing some crops now. It is just warm enough. Off you go then, Mr. Cultivator. You can do the corn all that cultivating. Right, you sir. I might turn off the automatic, the worker buying lime actually. Because he is burning through the money very, very fast. And obviously this money's got to last me. Because we're probably not going to get any income until the end of the year. Mr. Subsoiler is doing an okay job. I'll take over again now. Obviously I've got to make sure I cultivate and subsoil the fields that I have lime spreaded. If I haven't lime spreaded them yet, I'm not going to cultivate them. Because obviously you want to be able to put the lime into the ground when you there's no point putting lime on the field after you cultivate it, because it's not going to get into the soil. It's not going to get into the root zone, the root bed. Now the alternative, of course, is if I do soybeans, which don't require nitrogen. That's completely different material. What am I talking about? Soybeans still need lime, so planting those isn't an issue. I get confused with fertiliser and lime sometimes in this game. Why does it seem like today this camera is zoomed massively out on this overlay? Looking on the old Twitch stream, it looks like I'm sat miles away from the camera. And I can't move the camera any closer because it's right on the front of the desk anyway. Unless I've just got to sit forward and lean forward in my chair. I can't sit back and be comfortable. take him down and start him over on that field over there. That would be an option for him. Or I could take him down and start him over on the field that Mr. Lime Spreader is currently working on. That way then I know in my mind which fields I've actually done. Ought to have a little notepad or something that I can write on, just to remind me of which fields have actually been done at this point and which ones haven't. Because if we go into the precision farming menu, I'm not sure which of these fields that one's only okay, that one is perfect, these ones I haven't done. And neither have I done the ones at the top here. Okie dokie. So again, fields like 7 and 8 here. I'm wondering if they're going to be good fields for planting maybe trees on. Tree saplings. So I've got plenty of access to logs. For getting, again, for being able to produce my pallets and stuff later on in game, which we're going to need for productions. Right, the worker has decided it is night time, so he's putting his lights on. He's going to start on this field here. So the first day is coming to an end here on the first day of spring is coming to an end, and so far we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields done of the fields that we have started with. In terms of, we've got the lime spread, we haven't got any fertiliser put down yet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do slurry spreading, whether we've got time for any of that before we need to get into seeding. I also don't know where we would buy the slurry material from. One thing I was thinking of grabbing was a sprayer to assist me with, obviously, fertilising. Especially post-planting fertilising. And we've got Mr. Quad Track over here. He's got my lime. He's doing the lime spreading. Yeah. I can't remember. Liquid Manure Trader. Maybe I could go buy some liquid manure. And then we could actually maybe be doing some fertilising now on these fields as well. think I'm using the professional version of this Samsung fertilizer sprayery thing. So this could be interesting for me on how I go about refilling it. If I want to get to that, we will follow this road this way. I don't know if I'm going to need pipes and hoses to fill this thing. I probably do. Right, so it looks like I have to do this with the pumps, and that could be interesting then, because I don't know whether this works. Slurry? Yes. I also noticed I haven't bought any attachments for this. Is that not going to slurry spread, I wonder? Because I haven't bought an actual thing to put on the back of it. Samsung PD, I might have to buy one of those. Yeah, I think I'm going to need one of those. I forgot to buy that. Right then, we need to go back to the store because I need to go and get the attachment that goes on the back of this slurry spreader. Because me, like the idiot that I am, forgot it doesn't actually come with one. I was looking at the premium integral. I think that's the other slurry spreader. That does come with the hoses on the back, the drag hoses for applying the slurry. But then I chose, obviously, not to buy that one because I went with this one. Because I thought, hey, I might as well have the manual filling and the manure system kind of element to it all. So I'm still trying to sort out, get the equipment sorted out, obviously, because the equipment obviously came with the map. When I started the save, I didn't like any of that equipment, so I sold all that equipment off, completely scrapped all the starting equipment that the map maker gave us, and I've been building my own equipment list, but there's still a few bits and pieces I have missing, clearly. That's probably why my skid steer is still sat at the shop, because I realised I hadn't got anything that could use buckets or grapples or any of that kind of stuff. So we are going to drive back to the store. Might put my bacons on whilst I'm out here travelling. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that this map lets you do the cotton and sugarcane in seasons. That's a bit unusual. Don't know if I plan to actually do any of that. As far as I'm aware, that isn't needed for any production stuff, so those crops aren't needed for production, so probably don't need to plant and harvest any of that stuff. Plus I've not got mods for that installed, so I haven't got like a better sugarcane harvester, and I don't have any like better cotton harvesters. So hopefully the shop is still open. Hello, Jessica Wabbit. what does backseat gaming mean? Backseat gaming is the term used when you are playing a game and the people in the chat are constantly telling you what to do, giving spoilers and stuff like that, rather than letting the streamer play. You know, unless the streamer specifically says has said, look, you know, help me out, tell me what I you know, give me some help, give me some tips. So like the other evening when I was playing like Sim Airport CEO, because that was a game I have not played, I was quite happy for people, quite happy for the viewers to give anyone who had played the game, I was happy for them to tell me things to help me, because obviously it was a fairly new game. Obviously when it comes to Farm Sim, this is a game I've played for, you know, nearly 4,000 hours. So I don't need people like telling me how to play this. I should have the lumberjack mod on, which means I should hopefully be able to pick that up. Thank you. I wish there was a way I could do that a bit easier. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, I'm okay with people giving me help and tips in the chat. There has been a couple of times in the past with some games where people just came into the chat just to be annoying. And I've actually found in that situation it's better if I turn the chat into follower only mode or sub only mode, and that stops people. So maybe that backseat gaming rule is something I might actually take out of the channel rules at some point, because I do like people to get involved in the discussion. I do like people to get involved in the, obviously, what is happening on screen, especially on like this particular save I'm doing here on this map where I'm playing with seasons. You know, I'm happy for the chat to give me advice on what we should be planting here on year one, what we should be doing here in these first few days on the map, and offering me their suggestions, giving me jobs to do, setting me my tasks. I'm happy for that. So we now have a slurry spreader equipped with drag hoses. That looks much better. That will actually probably work now when we go back to a field. Also, for the people out there in the chat watching the stream, let me know when you want me to like sleep and advance to the next day and get daylight back, because obviously it's only going to get dark from here on in on the map. And if it starts getting too difficult for you guys to see what's happening, just tell me and I'll go and sleep, and we'll move to day 2. And then we'll carry on with the to-do list. Tell you what, this thing's struggling to pull this. Okay, note to self. Slurry spreader is very slow going uphill. The tractor struggles to pull the weight of it. I also don't have any idea how far 50,000 litres is going to get me on these fields. But again, I think that if I hire a worker, the workers are set to buy manure and slurry and things like that, so if I do start to run out, I can just sling it over to a helper, and then the helper will keep the machine topped up. But the good thing is, I know where to go and buy the slurry from. I know where the manure trader is now. So, next field. Next field, let me have a look. So if I'm going to fertilise a field tomorrow or in-game, I probably want to start with field 14, then maybe do field 11, as they're going to be the ones which have like proper crops on. Yeah, this field here is probably the candidate for fertilising. So I'm just going to leave in part there for now. I need to find the is the okay. There he is. So he did hop across the field boundaries here on field 26. Has he actually done all the lime spreading? Let me go back and have a look. I don't think he did the lime spreading down here. He hasn't. I'm going to have to come back and fill that bit in myself. Hopefully before Mr. Subsoiler gets over here. He's probably not going to get over here very fast. I don't think. He's going to be pretty busy. How's our other cultivator doing? He's still rocketing along. Very good. So yeah, we've got those fields done. 28 will be next, cultivating. Subsoiler man's missing all the edge of the field though. That's not helping me, dude. You're supposed to be clever. I've placed an RTX station. Why can you not? Why can't you subsoil that? Why are you stopping where you're... Why are you stopping so random on every single row? Dude? I think the AI workers are not intelligent in the slightest. Dude. Stop, dude. Look, you're missing bits of the field. I can't have you doing that. Why are the workers so bad in this game? After all these hours and after all these years, the game has been out. Why have Giants never ever upgraded and patched the workers to actually be able to do their jobs properly? You know, am I asking for too much? To just have a worker actually do the field that I've asked him to do? So of course, because I'm lime spreading now, I am consuming lime, so I'm going to have to bring the auger wagon over to refill. Once I run out. I think it's just, like I say, because this is year one of seasons and none of these fields have had any kind of treatment before, that's why I'm using so much lime to do these fields at the minute. I think from season 2 onwards, year 2 onwards, it'll be better. We won't use as much stuff because precision farming will be, you know, well in effect at that point. So there we go. So how is everybody doing today on this lovely Saturday afternoon? How are you all? How are you spending your weekends this weekend? Anyone got anything exciting planned with their weekends? I can see I'm going to have to do some tidying up of some of these fields. We're going to have to tidy up. And then I've got one field in there, field 24, in that tree area. Don't know what I'm going to do in there yet. I might grass that and do that as a grass field. Moving on that thing. Is it the pipe? Oh, you can change the angle of the nozzle. That's helpful. Can't rotate the angle of the pipe though. There we go. There we go. Plenty of stuff. Yeah, it's definitely getting dark now on the map. So currently the air temperature is 6 degrees, ground temperature is 5 degrees, so that's okay. It's cloudy. I haven't looked at like the 7-day forecast on the map. What is the 5-day forecast? So, it's going to rain later today. Tuesday it's cloudy with a chance of rain in the evening. Wednesday it's going to be sunny. Thursday it's going to be sunny. Friday it's going to be rain. Saturday it's going to be rain. Sunday it's going to be sunny. I wonder if it's going to rain a lot on this map. And how is that going to impact me as far as being able to do harvesting and stuff? Am I going to be struggling? wonder. I wonder. Right, I need some more lime. I mean, I've got 60,000 litres. I should be able to get all these fields done this first year and still have some lime left over. I might be able to put some in the silo for next year. But yes, playing Slovak Village here today. I did have a look at the Millennial Farm map yesterday when that came out. I did load up my PlayStation to have a look at that map. And I did a video on that on YouTube yesterday. If people haven't seen it, you can go and check that out in your free time. The map sadly is not available for PC yet. If you're a Millennial Farmer fan, you just need to hang fire a week or two because the map has yet to be submitted for PC. So the map makers need to upload the map to Giants, then Giants need to go through and do all the testing, and then Giants need to pass it, and once that happens, it'll be available for the PC players to download. There you go, folks. Millennial Farmer map coming very, very soon. I might chuck that on the server as the next multiplayer map. Just simple farming. Nice map for simple farming. Millennial Farms. Right, I think that field is done. I've done 25 now, got 24 to do. Then we've got 15, 12, 6, 5, 7 and 8. So yeah, just need to finish off these fields really today, making progress. So yeah, this little field here, I might plant grass on it. This might be a grass field for getting plenty of grass for the animal, getting ready for the animals. Obviously, going to need a lot of hay, silage. So, especially if I do all the animals, if I do the sheep, cows, horses, pigs, chickens. But generally speaking, when I play with seasons, like I'm doing now, I generally don't add the animals till I'm a couple of years in. Because you really do need to have the infrastructure in place to cope with the animals, don't you? You've got to be able to have you've got to have a bit of a stockpile of stuff built up for their food needs and their bedding needs and their comfort needs and everything. Again, I've run out of lime. I'm wondering if I again, when I set this map up the other day, I hadn't got a lot of mods installed. So as a result, didn't have a lot of options when I was buying the equipment to start with to do certain jobs like the sulky. The reason I've got the sulky is because I didn't have really any nice fertilizer lime spreaders installed. You know, and I've used the Bradle that many times. I tend not to use the Bradle anymore for the simple reason it's overplayed now. Every man and his dog uses the Bradle for fertilizing and lime spreading. I like to do something a bit different. I like the sulky because you can change the spreading width on it in the store. You've got a couple of different options for spreading width, which is nice. It's just a shame it's let down a little bit by its low capacity. That's the only thing with the sulky. And you have to manually fertilise, lime spread some of this. You see, I'm trying to change the spraying rate of the machine, and it's giving me some headaches. I think there's a pole in the field, isn't there? Yeah, there's a pole, so you're not spreading on that then. Okay, next field then, Mr. Lime Spreader Man. But I'm seriously thinking now at 7 PM, now might be the time to sleep. Return to the house, get 12 hours, and we'll pick up in the morning, shall we? Here on day 2, because that is getting dark for me to see, so I don't know how you guys on the stream are seeing anything. Right, house. The house is over here. Where's my sleep trigger? Is it inside the house? I'm going to sleep 12 hours. Go. 12 hours sleep. So what did we say we was going to do next? Which field was we going to do next? 15, wasn't it? Field 15 we was going to go do next. A little bit colder today so far. Air temperature's a bit cooler. Ground temperature has stayed the same at 5 degrees, so we might be able to get a little bit of crop planted soon. So it looks like one of the things you do have to keep an eye on this map is when you are using workers, is that some of them will jump the fields. Looks like our cultivator's been field hopping because he's already started on the other field, and even though I didn't ask him to, he's gone off and done that by himself. Watch out for those bridges. Right. Yeah, if I park somewhere down here, that'll be fine. And then we can go get the lime spreader. I mean, this guy's doing a better job of cultivating than the dude with the little... The guy with the little machine's actually missing more of the field than the guy with the big one. Don't know why that is. I figured if anyone can get to the bottom of the field in time, it would be the little fella. So let's have a quick look at the planting table, shall we? I mean, we could plant potatoes and sugar beets now. We could be doing our root crops now. We can be doing canola now. We can be doing wheat and barley now. Sunflowers, soybeans, corn have to wait till the end of spring before planting. Grass can of course be planted and seeded now if we want to, so there's obviously a few little bits we can get going there. Yeah, you're gonna have to go drive slow over those bridges because they are they're bouncing around a bit. They are. Hire a worker, let him do that. Let's have a look at the slurry and manure situation, shall we? I think I pressed the wrong buttons. See, I need that one on. Drop it by 0.5. A and B heading. Cardinal direction 0. Flip rotate the script. Although probably I should fertilise this edge first. Because I'm going to want a bit of a headland, I think. Hence the reason for me suggesting maybe I chop down these trees that are on the edges of these fields. I get these cut down pretty early on. Get myself the tree maverick and just get them wood chipped and gone. Lower the slurry hoses. Turn on the tank. There we go, slurry is accepted. Let's flip that. Nice bit of slurry on the field. Yum, yum, yum. Doesn't it smell nice, everybody? Just imagine that smell, if you can. Countryside. Aroma to countryside, everybody. I must admit, I sometimes prefer using the slurry tanks that don't have these hoses on the back that just spray the slurry. I sometimes find them a little bit easier to manoeuvre around on fields. Again, you can see, because I've got the worker doing the lime, he is absolutely burning through my cache here at the start of the save. So I'm pretty sure the workers, the helpers, when they're buying any stuff, I'm sure it's at a higher price. It comes at a much higher premium. So it looks like I've used about, I'm going to use probably this whole tank on this one field. That gives me some idea of how much slurry and digestate I'm going to consume to actually do the bigger fields on this map. Because this isn't a big field, this is kind of like average. And like I say, I've nearly used up 50,000 litres of manure at this point. But I guess that's also going to be because, again, these fields have not been treated. So again, year 2, down the road after the harvest, we'll probably need to use less fertiliser next time. We're in that common situation where every time you start a new save on a new map, everything starts out terrible. And you know what else starts out terrible? When I've run out of fertiliser. When I've run out of slurry. Good afternoon, Mr. Helgi. How's life on the server? I've turned the straw me mod back on for you. I know you was missing it terribly. I think I must have turned it off the other evening. When I realised you can't do anything with it apart from sell it. I was having it. I was trying to put it in the. I was trying to put some of the straw in the straw barn, and the barn obviously doesn't accept it. I was then like, oh, I'll put it in the compost machine and I'll make some compost with it, and it wouldn't go in the compost, and I was like, oh. But yeah, I don't know whether it's a map thing or whether it's a mod thing, but it'd be nice if Straw Me has, you know, the additional straw types that Straw Me makes could actually be used in things on the map. At the moment, it seems like whatever map you play on, the only thing you can do with that straw is sell it. It doesn't actually have any other uses. It doesn't come in very handy. And I was thinking about that last night when I was playing on Eureka Farms last night as well, trying to get ready for my next video. I did a contract for soybean harvesting, and as a result of doing that, I ended up with over 1 million litres of soybean straw. I had over 1 million litres of straw from the harvest, from the contract. Can't do anything with it but sell it. Can't make compost. Can't feed it to the animals. It's a bit disappointing, really. Sure, it's a nice way of making money if that's all you're interested in, but from a gameplay perspective, it's a bit restrictive. The fact that you can't use it, the corn straw, canola straw and soybean straw doesn't integrate into the rest of the game. You know, it's not compatible with storages, so if you've got a straw barn, you can't put the straw in the barn, because it seems like the barns only accept normal straw. So many mods. I'm definitely thinking to myself that we should have, you know, if we just want to have a nice simple map on the server with nothing special, nothing fancy, we go Millennial Farms. We use that for the next multiplayer map, because that will be very simple, very basic farming. Just turn dirt, work fields, make money. None of the fields are square on that map, which is a bonus. All the fields are nicely shaped. The millennial map is a bit dull. Well, you've just got to have a bit of imagination. You've got to think about placeables, what you're going to put on the map, what you're going to add to the map yourself, in terms of like objects, buildings, productions maybe, if you go down that road. Whether you decide to add a load of animal pens and go all animal farming, you have that option as well, of course. Because there's certainly going to be plenty of room to place stuff on that map, because like I say, the fields are massive. There's going to be plenty of areas where you can plop stuff down. But like I say, it's different farming. It's all about just growing crops. You know, that's real life. That's, you know, what Millennial Farmer does in real life. He just grows crops. He doesn't do all the other stuff. You know, he just grows lots of crops on really big fields. Kind of hate when there's this just a little bit, look, when the machine's not quite the right width for the field, so you always end up with that little strip, look. Which means you end up wasting a load of slurry now just to fertilise that one tiny strip, look. Plus I'm going to hit the trees, which is going to spin me all over the place. But yeah, it's the multiplayer server is a conundrum at the minute, Mr. Helgi. It's a bit of a conundrum. I get the feeling players want the map changing. At the same time, I don't know what to change the map to. I don't know what people are going to be happy with. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I could be in a situation where in the next week or two, I'll be playing 4 different maps in this game, and that's going to be a lot of time. That's going to take up a lot of my day. There's going to be some serious the YouTube stuff is going to be changing, definitely. As far as YouTube videos go, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do all the different games like I have been doing. I might have to start dropping some from the schedule, because again, if I'm playing 4 farming simulator maps, that's going to be a huge amount of time being taken up. And obviously the server's important because because obviously I've just renewed the single player. I've just renewed the server again. I've just released that for another 90 days. Resubbed it. Extended it, so we've got another 3 months of the server. Right, do I fertilise this field or do I let the worker fertilise this field? Yeah, I could put Slovak on the server. The thing is, do the players on the server want to use seasons? And that's the thing. Because if I'm playing this map, I want to play this map with seasons because I think it's going to be quite fun with seasons. And it also gives you the chance to use the production stuff, because it's going to make you, in the summer and the winter, do different things. Which you probably don't do the majority of time you're playing the game. So if I hire a worker, he will buy slurry. Okay. So yeah, I can do Slovak then on the server. I could do that. Generate a mod list, decide what vehicles and equipment we want on the map. What mods we want to use with it. I think on the current server, currently on Hofmögen, I think I've got the have I got the refresh contracts mod installed on that? Because I might switch that mod over to the better contracts mod. Because the better contracts mod, I believe, lets you actually yeah, here's an example. Look, I'm using better contracts here, and because I'm using better contracts will let you lease DLC equipment. So I can look. I've got if I was to lease the equipment, borrow the equipment for this contract, it's giving me a class tractor. It is. But of course, that means we'd have to use the class DLC on the server, and then it's a case of our players going to cry because they don't own the DLC and then they can't play. that we run into that risk then, don't we? I tell you what, I'm not impressed with this tractor, this plough. Because this guy using this plough is doing a terrible job of ploughing the field. He's missing all of the bottom of the field. He's an absolute numpty. Helper C, with the much larger cultivator, the bigger cultivator, he's doing the fields perfect. You come back to Johnny No Star here with the tiny cultivator, and he won't go to the edges of the field. What's up with that? What's up with that? So yeah, we could be doing some we could be starting to do some seeding today here now on day 2. I filled that one up, didn't I? That was my seeder. Did I grab a planter? I did. I got the DB90, the new DB90. I've not used this yet in game. I've never used that mod before. As I say, to me, it looks a lot different from the DB90 planters I've used in this game previously. I'm so used to them having like tanks for all the seed and fertiliser and stuff. That, to me, on first glance, I look at that mod and I think there's something, it's got bits missing. It's not been made right. I could be completely wrong. The DB90 could look like that in real life. That could be how it actually looks. I don't know. I'm not a farmer. But the ones I've used before, they've all had tanks and stuff on. The only thing I did not buy is a mower, baler, tedder, windrower and loading wagon. You fill the small buckets on this. Yeah, I've not bought a mower. You're quite right there, Mr. Helgi. In terms of mowers, I will probably go for the Krone Big M500. I think that's the one that makes the most sense. As far as windrowers go, I will probably grab the Krone Swadrow as my windrower. Tedders, I don't have a tedder installed, or I don't have any modded tedders, so it's probably just going to be the Pottinger standard in-game tedder thing. Alternatively, mowers, if I didn't want a self-propelled mower, I could use the Krone Easy Cut Special. I could use that and tow it with a tractor and do the mowing with that thing. Loading wagons, there's a couple. Obviously, we've got the usual villain with the windrowy magic windrowy arm things. Don't know whether to go down that road. As far as balers, I've added 2 balers now. I didn't have any modded balers installed previously. I've now added the LS90W, which does 8,000 litre bales, and I've added the FBP3135, which does 8,000 litre bales and will do wrapping as well. So that does round bales, that one. That one obviously does your square bales. So those are available for me to buy. I have also installed, since the other afternoon, I've added the John Deere sprayer, because that's a good sprayer. I was thinking about getting the Rubicon, but I believe the John Deere has a bigger tank, doesn't it? Yeah, John Deere has an 18,000 litre tank, so that's going to be better for me for spraying. I've also got this thing. I've also got this thing here, which can do fertiliser and lime whilst cultivating, I believe. I could also get the big lime spreading box for the John Deere. So yeah, you've got this thing. This is 11.5 metres wide. It cultivates and applies either fertiliser or lime whilst it's cultivating. So I'm thinking to myself, as an upgrade, because I've currently, that's obviously the cultivator I've got at the minute, the Bourgeot one. I might change that. I might sell that and get the cultivator that will do fertiliser and lime. I'm then obviously going to replace the culti plough, because I have installed the John Deere plough now, I think. Yeah, we've got the 2410 installed now, so I can go and grab that if I need to. Right, I need a tractor. You'll do. You're not doing anything. Let's have a look at this seeder. Planter. Use the correct terminology. So there is a trigger over here. What is this for? Start filling. Okay, that's liquid fertilizer. Right. When it comes to the DLC, I probably wouldn't put the Alpine DLC on the server, because the Alpine DLC does have some known conflicts with several mods. And until Giants update the Alpine DLC again, it causes some problems with some mods. So The Alpine DLC I probably wouldn't install, so you wouldn't be able to do any what is going on with that? That's not filling anything. Now, yeah, this is a bit of a problem. Okay, dry fertilizer. It doesn't take liquid fertilizer. It takes dry fertilizer. And it only holds 1,000 litres. So that's not going to do a lot of seeding. It doesn't also hold a lot of seed. 2,030 litres of seed, 1,495 litres of fertiliser. And I'm using realistic seed. That's going to be realistic seed usage. So that's going to be interesting. How much of a field am I going to be able to plant with this thing? Where did my slurry spreader get to as well, by the way? Is he parked over there? All done? All done? Nicely nice. Why does it look like this guy has not done any of this field? Huh? Is it just me that thinks this guy has let me down badly? I don't understand why the workers are so bad. Because I've placed the RTX station. The workers are supposed to be better now at doing their job. Yet they keep messing up all the fields. I might be better off switching to course play. I might. Because at least the course play guy will do the field properly. And once again I've got to fill a little stupid bit. Bad luck there. Mr. Cultivator looks like he's nearly done over there. Which means he can then come over and start on this field. Which will be nice. Oh, I've run out of flipping slurry again. Tanker's not big enough. The tank's too small. Mr. Lime Spreader has also failed to lime spread the field properly. It's a good job I'm playing 12-day seasons because it's going to take me a long time to get all these guys to do everything properly. It's going to take me ages to get these fields put right. Whoops, might have knocked down your little sign there, person. Might have just knocked your roof off. So you can see, I want to use the workers to do like this job, the slurry spreading, because at least the workers will keep buying the slurry whilst they're using it, which means I don't have to keep refilling the machine. But then if the worker doesn't actually do the field properly and spray the whole field, doesn't really save me anything, does it? Doesn't really save me a lot. But so far, as far as lime spreading goes, then just got to finish off field 12. Got to do 6, 5, 7 and 8 then, and then all those fields are done. Then we're done with lime spreading for year 1. We can focus then, obviously, like I say, getting everything cultivated and then trying to get everything planted, seeded up, ready. Obviously, I've only bought the one harvester thus far, and I bought the class harvester because, again, when it came to setting the map up the other day, I didn't have any mods installed. Didn't have a great choice. I have fixed that now, so I do have some. Well, I do have a modded harvester installed that I could go and buy, which might be better than the class one. Again, I'm just thinking to myself ahead of time that if, like I say, if the weather forecast is any indicator that it's going to rain quite a lot on this map, that could make harvesting very challenging, because we might not be able to harvest all 12 days of autumn because rain might stop play for a lot of it, which means that if we only have 2 or 3 days to do all the harvesting, I'm going to need a harvester that can get a bit of a cut on, get a bit of a move on, you know. I'm going to need a harvester that can shift. So I've installed the tri-bine, I have. So I might go and buy myself a tri-bine at some point. And that thing's got a massive header. That's like 64-foot header. So shouldn't take too long to do fields. Okay, so that's another field fertilised. Yeah, I'm not going to fertilise every field like this with the slurry spreader. I was just purely testing how it all works. Again, I think the approach is maybe because both my seeder and my planter will apply fertiliser. It might just be a case of I let the seeder and planter do the fertilising as they are seeding and planting. Yeah, I don't understand why the worker has not lime spreaded that strip of the field. And that's a bit of a pain. Because clearly he drove up that row, because he was parked at the end of it. So why did he not spray it? Crazy workers. Crazy, crazy workers. I'm going to run out of line before I get to the end of the field. I'm going to run out of line before I get to the end of the field. Like I say, welcome to year 1 of the map, where every field requires tons and tons of stuff. Hopefully it settles down in year 2. Once precision farming's had a chance to work its magic, and then like I say, in year 2 I shouldn't need half as much lime and half as much fertilizer on these fields, because they'll have been, you know, they'll have been done this year. Yeah, that's that one done. Let me do A+ heading. Yes, it will. Because of how these two fields line up, I'm going to do both fields in one go. So let's start at this bottom. And do both fields at the same time with the lime spreader. There's that's one of the train silos, by the way, at the back here. So if you need to empty a trailer and you need to store any crops somewhere, you can obviously do it here. You can use this as a farm silo, and then if you want to, you can obviously load it onto the train and take it off to sell points, or you can load it back into your trailer if you want to take it via trailer to wherever you need it. But I do like the option of having those silos dotted around the map, so they can be, if you're in the middle of a big harvest and your grain carts are getting full and you think to yourself, that's a pain. Well, now you can actually unload near the field. So you can keep your grain carts empty, which enables you to keep your harvesters empty. And then once you've done the harvest and everything, then you can work out how to get all that crop to wherever you need it. I do like that. There's a couple of those train silo things built into this map. So there's a couple of places around the map where you can tip stuff. So you're not always having to cart it back to the farm, the main farm, depending where you are on the map. Look at this, I've done one strip of this field and I'm about to run out of lime. I'm going to be empty before I'm going to run out. I've not even done one strip. Couldn't even get one strip done before it ran out. I'm going to need a bigger lime spreader. I love the spreading width on the sulky. I love the width on this thing. I think it's great that you've got, you know, 3 different options. Capacity wise though, it leaves a lot to be desired. It's a bit, it struggles for actually capacity. The amount of lime it can hold. Which means I'm probably going to run out all the way down on this field as well. There's a plane over there. Don't think I own that field, do I? No, do not. I do not own field 4, so let's not lime spread field 4. That is someone else's. I'm wondering if I'm going to have enough lime to finish harvesting all the to finish doing all these fields. I hope my auger wagon has enough lime to keep just... I've only got to do 4 more fields, come on. 29,000 litres, come on, please last. I don't want to have to go buy another trailer full of lime. Hope he hasn't got any of those 99 Luft balloons. 99 Luft balloons. 99 Luft balloons. Hey, I saw your mate the other day, Mr. Helgi. I was watching the latest episode of Young Sheldon, and Germany's national hero, the Hoff, was in it. He was the star of the cowboy aerobics. I tell you what, he looks old now. He's really starting to look old, the Hoff. And that was really weird because, of course, young Sheldon is set in the 80s. Is it 80s? Late 80s, early 90s is the time period that show is in. And the Hoff wouldn't have been old back then. So he wouldn't have been appearing in cowboy aerobic videos. It's a bit strange, that. Especially as they called him by, they called him David Hasselhoff. He wasn't playing a character, he was playing himself. But it's obviously very weird, that, because he's going to be old. I mean, I think at the time, in the time that obviously young Sheldon is taking place at, he would have been in Knight Rider at the time. He would have still been doing Knight Rider, or he might have possibly have just started doing Baywatch, I'm thinking. He was certainly a long way removed from farm food adverts. Weeds. We've got weeds on the field. We've got weeds on the field. We've got weeds on the field. This field had sunflowers on it previously. I'm going to lend him over to a worker for a minute. Come on. Because I want to go check up on some of the other vehicles. Oh, he's over it. He's crossed the field. He's hopped over the boundary. Mr. Subsoiler Man has not stayed on the field he was supposed to stay on. He's a bad worker. Slow down for the wooden bridges, because these will launch you in the air. Oh, I can see what's going to happen on this map. I can see now, at some point in time, I'm going to get run over by the train. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. It normally does. Any maps with trains normally run me over at some point. Right, so that should be that field getting cultivated, which is 15. Where did I park my cedar? Masida. Right, first crop. What are we planting? What am I allowed to plant? Potatoes. Potatoes. Because sadly this machine won't plant all the crops. And due to the temperature, potatoes are the only thing I'm allowed to plant at the minute. Well, potatoes and sugar beets. Potatoes and sugar beets. Not seen that before. It can't tell how wide this machine is. How wide is this machine? "27 meters. Apparently. That's a -1 then for the machine. It doesn't actually recognise how wide the seeder is. Right, here we go then, kids. First crop going in the ground on Slovak Village, and it is potatoes. And yes, I haven't got a potato harvester. So, not sure how I'm going to get them out of the ground again in the autumn. Look at that, I've almost run out of seed already. This is probably a good advert of equipment we don't want to use on the multiplayer server. Because the capacities are awful. Oh, it's going to run out of seed, everybody. It didn't make it to the end of the field. See, that's why this, I think this thing needs tanks on it. I think this thing needs some tanks on it for putting seed in. There's not enough. You can't hold enough seed in those silly little boxes. You can't. Those silly little boxes don't hold enough seed. Why is it asking me to fill liquid fertiliser? I don't want to fill liquid fertiliser. I want to fill... I want to fill seed. That's weird. If I don't open the covers and drive into those refill points, it wants me to fill up with liquid fertiliser. If I open the cover and drive into the refill point, I can then actually refill seed and normal fertiliser. That's interesting. I know this machine does give you the option of having liquid fertiliser fertilising, and it will put a tank on for liquid fertiliser. However, from what I could understand from when I was looking at it in the store, it still didn't make any difference to the seed capacity, and it's the seed capacity that's the big thing. On a planter or a seeder, surely the thing you want the most of is seed. The seed capacity should be the highest, because you're going to use more seed. Yeah, DB90 in the ground, everybody. And I mean, obviously this isn't the greatest of tests, because we do know that potatoes use tons of seed. If I was seeding corn or sunflowers, would it be a bit different? Would it empty as fast? Or would it go a lot further? I don't know. Custom modding are bringing out some seeders soon. Some modded seeders soon. They're coming out with quite a few different seeders and planters, actually. Might be worth checking those out when they drop. I think they're going to have a couple of different sizes. Of each seeder and planter. I think they're also going to do a tillage. They're also going to do some tillage equipment that comes in a bit of like a pack of different sizes, which might be of interest for players. Alright, there we go. Finish that field off. So, first crop is in the ground, everybody. We have potatoes. First crop ever planted on Slovak Village. Potatoes. That's not how you often start on a map, is it? You don't normally start with potatoes as your crop. People generally start with something nice and easy. Bit of wheat, bit of barley. Not me. No, I'm going to make it difficult. I'm going to make life hard for myself right from day one, I think. I've also just put my little light on, my desk light, because I think it's getting a bit dark in real life. It's obviously not dark in game, but I think it's starting to get to that point in the... Is it really that late in the afternoon already? It's 20 to 5. Where's the day gone? Where's the day gone, everybody? It's 20 to 5. It's nearly dinner time. I feel like I've done nothing today. I feel like I've only been working for an hour or two. What's going on? What's happened to Saturday? Where's the weekend gone? It's already half over. Also, I noticed this planter does tend to tip over a bit as well. That's another negative on my testing of this piece of equipment. Tends to tip over. And I'm pretty good at tipping things over. I don't need an excuse, you know? Can I plant poplars yet? Is it time? It is time to plant poplars. So yeah, I'm going to do poplar planting on this field. Going to do sugar beet planting on the other one down the bottom. Good. Right, my little seed fella's run out over here. And again, look, he's not actually done that field. Yeah, is it because of these stupid trees? Is he getting messed up by the trees? Because if that's the case, I'm removing the trees. I am. Is he getting freaked out by the trees? Because if he is, I'm going to go around and remove all the trees from the edges of fields. Because I don't want the workers to keep stopping for no reason. And I don't want them missing strips of fields for no reason. So I could probably, if I'm playing 12-day seasons based on this process at the minute, I could probably increase the time scale a little bit. I could probably do it at 4 times or even 5 times speed, because I am getting through the day and I'm getting through the jobs fairly okay. Which means obviously in a multiplayer server where there's actually players, you would get through all the work fairly quickly. Right, I'm actually going to start him on this side of the field this time. And then he should work back the other way and all will be good. He'll do that. Where's my other cultivator? He's still cultivating. Mr. Subsoiler is really not having a good time with his subsoil. You have to line that up better, dude. Seriously. Come on. Bash it into the lamppost, because that will work really well. Oh, the lampposts don't seem to have collision. For the guy that was here yesterday in the stream, or the other day in the stream, wondering about the poles in the fields, they don't have collisions, so they're not going to get in the way. They're not going to cause you any issues when you're seeding, fertilising, harvesting. So, from potatoes to poplar. Tell you what, some weird crop choices on this map that I'm going with. First year of seasons, I'm going potatoes and poplar. Tell you what helps, turning on the seeder. And of course, in a minute, I'll probably realise I haven't got a poplar header installed for the forage harvesters to do the poplars easily. It's interesting how this machine, this planter sounds like a vacuum cleaner. As well. The mod maker's gone with very interesting choice of sound effect there. As well as obviously it taking hours to fold up. Good job I'm not in a hurry. I mean, we do have the choice. We could plant soybeans with this planter, but at this moment in time, I believe it's too cold to plant soybeans. If I tried, I'd end up with germination failed. So I'm probably better off at the minute just waiting with soybeans. So I'm going to go do the sugar beet next. I like how the tractor keeps wiggling its ass every time as this thing's unloading. It's getting further and further off the track it's supposed to be on. Almost like you've got to be well, you've got to be unfolded well before you get anywhere near the field with this thing, because as it's unfolding, the tractor's moving. Well, sugar beets don't seem to use a lot of seed. That's interesting. I've used about 10 litres. Doesn't look like well, they use a lot more fertiliser, I suppose. So the next crops to get planted will be the wheat, barley, oats, canola. So yeah, a couple more trees here that probably need to disappear, because that's going to make it awkward for turning around with a seeder attached to your tractor. Of course, on the multiplayer, if I put the map on the multiplayer server, there's no reason why we would use machines this, why I necessarily would use tools this big. We might be better off using regular size equipment, standard machines. A bit smaller, a bit more manoeuvrable. I noticed the optional fertiliser mod got updated the other day. It might be worth downloading that and using that again, because that gives you a modded version of every single seeder and planter in the game, but allows you to buy it with the option of turning off the fertiliser and having more seed capacity. That might be worth doing. So, Helper D has finished his task. That's Mr. Subsoiler. So let's go put right all the stuff that he's done badly. Like, for example, why has he not done this bit of the field here? Seems very random that he would miss. Oh, be careful. Don't drive on somebody else's field. I've got the no trespassing mod installed. No trespassing mod is installed, which means if I drive on somebody else's field, I get fined. Right, I had to pay $6 there for just getting my wheels a little bit on that field. $6. $6 whole. Right, I think that's that field done. Might just be a little bit on this edge that I missed. And then I need to go back. Obviously you can see the next field I need to go and tidy up, which is the one down here. Then I need to come back and do this little field as well. do this field myself because it's obviously not square. It's a bit weird shaped, so it needs me to drive it because the worker will have issues because it's covered in trees. Surrounded by trees. There we go. Whizzing along. Nearly lunchtime in game. It's nearly dinner time in real life. Don't know what's for dinner tonight. I have no idea. I never know what's for dinner any night of the week, to be fair. I just eat whatever the chef makes. Just eat whatever the chef makes. I don't get an option. I don't get a choice. The one thing I haven't done is I haven't ate any pasta today because the last couple of days where I've ate pasta, I then haven't been able to eat my dinner. I've been stuffed. So I've not ate any pasta today. Not had any lunch. Not had any breakfast. Not had any snacks. Not had any Haribo. You know, I've been very good today so far regarding eating. Drinking the apple juice, being healthy, not drinking any fizzy pop. So I'm doing well. I don't think I need to subsoil any more fields after this. All the other fields on the map that I'm currently lime spreading and what have you, they can all just be cultivated. There was only a couple of fields that when I started needed to be ploughed. So hence I am ploughing. Yeah, I could probably do with turning the time scale up. I'll turn it up to 5. I might have to turn it up even higher. I'm not going to change the amount of days that each season has in this save. I'm going to leave it at 12 because everywhere I've looked and read, everyone says that 12 is the sort of preferred length for seasons. You run into less issues apparently if you play on 12 days. You're less likely to get bugs and weird things happening if you use 12 days seasons. Just have to check, see how I go through the next day. Actually, something else to consider, I've just remembered, going back to what Mr. Helgi was saying earlier about the fact I haven't bought a mower, haven't bought balers, haven't bought tedders, windrowers, haven't bought a loading wagon. A loading wagon will be of no use at all on this map with seasons, because you can't do loose grass, loose hay, loose straw. Sell points only accept bales. So you need to do bales. So yeah, a loading wagon's going to be of no use to me. I'm going to have to get a baler when I start doing like grass and straw and stuff. I'm going to have to do bales because season stops you selling loose grass and hay and straw and silage. You have to have it all in bales. I'm getting sleepy, and I know why I'm getting sleepy, because I was stupid enough to go to bed at 6 o'clock this morning, and then I was stupid enough to wake up early, about 9 AM. So I've only had 3 hours sleep today, or since yesterday. I'll tell you what, by the time I've had my dinner will probably kick my ass. Once I've had my dinner, I'll probably be gone. I will. Because I'll be too tired to do anything after I've had my dinner. Because my body will be trying to digest my dinner. It'll be diverting all its remaining energy to that. But the weird thing is, I'm finding there's so much stuff to watch. I've got so much stuff to watch, like TV programs, films and stuff like that. Obviously I can't do any of that during the day when I'm recording, streaming. So I have to watch everything at night now, in the early hours of the morning once I've stopped work. And I'm just finding it really difficult to get up to date with everything, because obviously nearly all the CW shows have started up again at the minute. So you know, if you're into all your your Flash, Black Lightning, Superman, Lois, Batgirl, Supergirl, that kind of stuff. If you're fans of those shows, they've all started again now. So I've got all those episodes to watch every week. I've got obviously Young Sheldon, which I watch every week. I've got Young Rock, which I've started watching now as well. And then there's all the usual YouTube stuff that I watch every day and every week without fail. There's just not enough hours in the day, kids. It's like, it goes back to like Men in Black. You know, when in the film Men in Black, when Will Smith asks, "Doesn't anybody sleep around here?" And like the guy that runs the Men in Black says, "Oh no, we operate on standard Zarkilian time, 36-hour day. Give it a few weeks, you'll either get used to it or you'll have a nervous breakdown." I could do with having a 36-hour day, I think. Then I'd be able to get everything done. I'd be able to get caught up on everything. And it's going to get even worse because obviously Formula 1 starts again this month. Once the Formula 1 starts, oh boy, that's going to be a problem because then I'm going to lose 3 days every week to that. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. As soon as Netflix drops Drive to Survive on Netflix, I'm going to have to watch that as well. Because that's obviously the behind the scenes like Formula 1 documentary thing that Netflix make. So it'll be all the behind the scenes stuff from last year will be in this season. So you'll be able to see all the behind the scenes COVID stuff and everything, and all the issues that obviously they've had to deal with last year in the crazy season that it was. It also means, and there's another thing to consider as well, that with Formula 1 about to restart, I'm going to have to start playing the game again. Which means I'm going to have to start doing videos on that again. I'm going to have to start doing the new season of races. So I really ought to test that my steering wheel has been installed properly since reinstalling Windows and actually works in the game. I ought to also test if my game has I still have the save file for the game as we head into season 3 in my career mode with Michael Schumacher now driving at Mercedes, or he will be in my save, alongside Lewis. So the two most successful Formula 1 drivers of all time are actually going to be in the same team in my 3rd season. I think I'm also only doing. Am I only doing 16 races this year? Am I only doing I think I might be only doing a 16 race calendar this year in my career. I think I took out some of the tracks I didn't like from season 2, and at the end of season 3 I might even decide to take out some more tracks and drop it down to a 10 race calendar and maybe just do European races. I don't know yet. Formula 1 is a tough game to record. The videos I do on that game are very, very difficult. It's literally, it does literally take a whole day. It takes a whole day to record the episode, what with doing the practicing, doing the qualifying, doing the race. Then I've got to edit all that. I've then got to record the commentary because again, because of the noise my steering wheel makes, I don't record the commentary for Formula 1 as I'm playing. which means I have to record that after. So yeah, making a Formula 1 video is a full day's job, a full day's task. But I like it, so that's why I do it. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. I just wish that the videos would sometimes get a bit more love from people, from viewers, and get a bit more of I'd get a few more comments on every video and a few more thumbs up and stuff, just to say, you know, that people appreciate the time and the effort that goes into it all. It's like the Millennial Farm video I did yesterday. There's a lot of people. That has got loads of views, I noticed today. That's got loads of views on it today. I think it was at like 400 views when I looked earlier this afternoon. It's got 400 views, and out of those 400 people that have watched the video, only 9 of them have clicked the like button. That's a very low percentage. Maybe you need a new wheel and a wheel stand. I haven't got room for a wheel stand in here, Mr. Helgi. I definitely need a new wheel though. I'm definitely willing to accept. I will gladly accept a new wheel. If somebody wants to send me a new wheel, I will gladly accept a new wheel. Any new modern wheel that's silent, doesn't make a noise when you're using it, I will gladly take it. If somebody wants to give me and gift me a new wheel, perfect. I will say thank you very much. I'll remember to include the name of the person that sends me the wheel in every video that I make using it. I'll give them a credit and a thank you at the end of every video. You are not a fan of F1 and you're not watching it in real life. But you did the races. You used to do the races with me, Mr. Helgi. You played a bit of F1 with me. We did some multiplayer. So I remember you were always spinning around and getting overtaken by that Giovinazzi bloke. You and him used to always have quite the ding-dongs. Dinner break. Is it? Has somebody shouted me and I've not heard? That's the trouble with these noise cancelling headphones. I don't hear when the family are shouting me. I also don't hear how loud I'm talking most of the time, which means they get quite upset at me because I'm making too much noise during the day. They're always complaining about how much noise I make during the day whilst I'm recording and streaming and stuff. I'm like, can't win. I just can't win. But yeah, the weekend, I mean, if I do Formula 1 though, if I do Formula 1 videos, they will obviously only go live at the weekends. They're not going to be a daily thing in the week. They're only going to be a once a week thing, the same weekend as there is an actual race. So the Formula 1 videos will go out over the whole, they'll be like over the whole year. They're not something that's going to be done and dusted in a couple of weeks. It will be, I will release a Formula 1 video when there is a real race in real life. That's how I will play and do that. So my third season of Formula 1 would take the whole of this year to do. More or less. So you're there. I need to find the little tractor now, because he's got 2 more fields to lime spread, and we've got 10,000 litres of lime remaining. That's enough for 1.5 refills. So I've got enough lime to do 1.5 refills. So hopefully that is enough lime to do those last 2 fields. Then all the fields are limed. Year 1 lime spreading, we can cross that off. We've done all the year 1 lime spreading. We then need to finish off the year 1 cultivating. And then we can do the year 1 seeding, and then we can start on year 1 fertilising. Again, being very careful not to drive on that field, because I'll probably get fined for trespassing. Hey look, horse jumping, jockey jumping area down there, that is. That's jockey jumping, isn't it? That looks like jockey jumping to me. So is that the jockey jumping area? I can't buy it, so it's not the horse stable on the map. It's not a horse pen that I can... I didn't notice there was a horse pen anywhere on this map. So although there is a jockey jumping area, I'm not sure where the actual horses are that we the players can use. Or where the horse where the stable is that, you know, we can put and keep horses in. Pigs are there. Cows are there. Sheep are up here. Chickens are down here at the house. I don't know where the horses are. I don't know where the horse stable is. I don't think there's one built. I don't think the map actually comes with one built in. I think the map maker's missed a trick here. I think he probably should have had one of these buildings as your horse stable, shouldn't he? I think one of these should have been the stable. Especially as you've got like the jockey jumping area for exercising and riding the horses. It would have made sense to me. Let's have a look at animal pens. Is there any modded animal pens? There is a horse paddock. If I place that though, that's probably going to absolutely bulldoze. That's probably going to bulldoze the terrain, isn't it? We would need a flat area, which means gives me another reason to possibly think about coming down here and removing some trees, possibly, because I could squeeze it into maybe this area somewhere, although it is a bit narrow, and we've got to have room. We've obviously got to have room for the triggers to be able to get to the food and stuff. Draugers in the back. We need a bit more room, really, ideally. You'd want to place it probably somewhere here then, if you was placing a horse pen on the map. Sacrifice one of the fields maybe. Again though, I don't know. I haven't really experimented with horses and seasons much in the past. Because horses tended to always be broken with seasons, especially if you had the horse help mod. I mean, obviously, if I took out the trees here, I might be able to get the horse barn in, the horse stable in that space there. That would probably work. I could buy a horse pen and put there if I wanted to. Need to clear the rubbish out, the trees. But yeah, I could put a horse pen in. I could put the horse stable in there. And then it's near the jockey jumping area anyway. After that. 26% lime left, and I've got a little bit still left in the trailer, which means we should be good. We should be good. No more lime needs to be bought this year. I will have lime spreaded all my fields. That is perfectly fine. Oh, no. Run out. Back up. Yeah, I might try and sneak the horse stable into that gap. That might be worth doing. I'm gonna have to get a Tree Maverick then. I'm gonna have to buy one of those. Clearly. So I do believe this will be the. Like I say, I do fit. I think I've lime spreaded every field now. Wrong button. I think all the fields I own have been limed. Yes, they have. So I don't need any more lime this year. So obviously the tractor will be used when we need to start moving pallets of stuff and we need to start loading trailers with items. Like I say, when I come to do the quarry stuff in the summer, I'm going to need to be loading pallets of dynamite and pallets of concrete onto a trailer. So that's where Mr. JCB will come in very useful. Mr. Auger Wagon, I probably need to empty into the silo at this point. Yeah, so that's fine. So I had 4,479 litres of lime left after doing all the fields. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not too bad. Like I say, still got plenty of cultivating to do. There's at least 4 more fields to go after the one that the cultivator is currently on. So he's going to be busy for a little bit longer yet. As far as the seeder goes, we can start using the seeder. Now the interesting thing now is to see if I can actually empty this auger wagon into that silo, whether it will let me. It should. It's programmed to be multi-fruit, but I forgot that it's one of these little narrow jobs. Worst comes to the worst. Okay, I'm not actually seeing a symbol for lime on there. Could well be that in my editing of the silo to make it multi-fruit compatible, I forgot to add lime as one of the fill types. Could well be the case. I may have dropped a boo-boo there. I can check that though. I can check that. Let's me look in the old. Let me look. Have a quick Lucky Butchers. A quick Lucky Butchers at the map. Slovak Village. Placeables. Universal Silo. Was that the what? Were these the ones? Yes, I have not added lime. I haven't put lime in there. I'll fix that. I'll fix that next time before I play it. Next time before I reload the map, I can get lime added to that. That won't be a problem. It's one of those things, as I was editing it, I was trying to just go through my mind all the different fill types that you can have, because obviously the silos on this map originally only held wheat, barley, oats, canola, corn. So I decided to change that and make sure they were multi-fruit capable. And as part of that process, I've missed out lime. Yeah, I'm going to have front wheel steering only on this, I think, this tractor. I'm not a big fan of the all-wheel steering. Makes the vehicles a bit too twitchy for me. Wow, this thing doesn't turn great. Maybe that's the reason for having the all-wheel steering. Good case, because trying to turn this yeah, I remember now why I don't use this class tractor very often, because its turning circle is terrible. I think when we played on that Irish map, was it Ballydorn, we used this tractor. I think we used this tractor attached to the slurry spreader, and it was terrible. Couldn't steer, just wouldn't turn corners. You know, you're trying to, you know, you get to the end of the row, you want to turn around to do your next row, and the turning circle on the tractor was woeful. I know people say, well, that's because you've just turned off the all-wheel steering. Put all-wheel steering back on. Yeah, but it shouldn't turn like that even with all-wheel steering turned off. It should still turn better. But I'll put all-wheel steering back on then, see if that makes my life easier. Again, going uphill, it's not terribly happy. The weight is a little bit too much for it. Once, however, I turn the corner and I get onto just the level, and I'm driving across the same level, it will speed up. But yeah, this could be the slow bit of the seasons now. Everything's going to slow down now. Now that I'm seeding, this is where progress starts to get a little bit slower. I'm not going to be able to seed 5 or 6 fields a day like I've been doing with the lime spreader and the cultivator. So 12-day season's probably a very good choice right about now. Yeah, not using a ton of seed. I've only used 2% thus far with the realistic seed mod. Or should I say the realistic seed usage mod. It's not the realistic seed mod. The realistic seed mod's a completely different mod. That gives you separate seed for every crop. So you have to use wheat seed to plant wheat. You have to plant barley seed to plant barley. You have to use corn seed to plant corn, which means you have to empty the seeder and refill it for every single crop. I don't use that mod, but I am using realistic seed usage, which should mean that all the different crops use the correct amount of seed that they would in real life. For a given area. So some crops might use more seed now, some might use less, is what I take away from that. And that's the concept of that mod in very plain and simple terms. Now I wonder if this tractor is just going this slow because is the tractor not powerful enough for the seeder? Is the seeder too big for this tractor? Does it require too much horsepower? And this tractor can't deliver it. Now these poles do not have collisions. There we go. Like Neo in the Matrix there is no pole. there we go then. Seed planted. That's one grass field done. Mr. Cultivator is still cultivating. Yeah, so he's got 4 more fields to do. I've used a ton of fertiliser. Right, what crop are we planting on this field? Because this is a big field. 26 is big. Perhaps these fields want to be like my soybean fields down here, some of these ones. Yeah, I don't want to be planting on these just yet then. I think we go do wheat on like 14. That makes sense for me, as I've already prepared that field a little bit. Need to move that tractor. Well, actually, I'm going to plant barley on this field, I've decided. I was going to do a headland. Just because the farm wall is a little bit too close. Let me go and park this one away. Otherwise, what's going to happen is that this crop will start to grow, and then when I come to move the tractor, I'll end up causing crop destruction. So yeah, let's go and move that out of the way. Seeding, 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 seeding. Doesn't line up. almost lines up. Now it does. This field here is having barley put on it. The field in front of me will have wheat planted on it. And then everybody else will be very, very happy, won't they? Have to have a jump out in a minute and have a look at the fields. See how we're doodling. Day 2 is coming to an end. Stay there. Nitrogen is perfect. Lime is perfect. So it's all good. It's going to be an absolutely brilliant yield, providing Seasons doesn't screw it up. yeah, seeding's going to take a little bit longer to do. Especially as this is the only machine that, as I say, the planter doesn't plant all the crop types. The planter only plants a couple of crops. So, this machine's going to have to do the majority of the seeding. Which means it's going to take a while. Because it can only work so fast. Good job I've got plenty of days ahead of me, and spring is going to be quite long. I would have liked maybe to have tried to have got a few more fields fertilised as well. Yeah. Another row to do, then this field is done. We'll have got 5 fields seeded today. Not bad. Definitely not bad. Apart from that skinny little strip down there, look. Honestly, I think I might just ignore that bit of the field. If it doesn't line up with the seeder, then bugger it. I'm not going to bother driving down there just to seed that tiny little bit on the edge. If it doesn't line up with the equipment, it doesn't get worked. I think farmers would do that in real life, I'm going to guess. They wouldn't prat about. The machine didn't reach. They probably would just ignore it. The grouping on that's a bit weird. The way the crops are all laid out. I think that fella over there's finished cultivating. He has. Means he now gets to start on the next fields. Right folks, as it is 6:15, I'm going to take a break here, go and have my dinner, and I'll catch you all very soon. We've made some good progress today. We've got all the fields lined, we've got a couple planted, we've got a lot of them cultivated, we've got the ones that needed ploughing stroke subsoiling done as well. We are well on course to getting everything started. So yes, yeah, so all is good. My dinner is actually ready right now. That's what all that shouting was for. So I have to go. So thank you everybody for tuning into today's stream. I will catch you all later, but for now from me it's goodbye. Cheerio, take care of yourselves, stay safe everyone. That button there.